All right, you guys, welcome to the channel. I had to try out these Miracle Knots braids on my daughter because I don't have enough hair to do it. So I was really wanting to know though, what is the difference between Miracle Knots and Boho braids? So in this video, as I do this tutorial, I'm going to hit you with the highlights and let you know what I feel is actually the best way to go. So the key difference between Miracle Knots and Boho braids to me is what's happening at the anchor of creating this style. Miracle Knots does not use any additional hair inside of the braid, whereas Boho braids, you are going to be adding the braiding hair in essentially from the root, or if they're knotless, like just below the root. With the Miracle Knots, as you see me doing here, you're not going to add on any extensions until the end of your client's hair, and you're going to start feeding in the hair down there. And at the bottom of the braid, you're going to make a little loop-de-loop knot, which you'll see me do later so you can see how to do it. These are the first three. My daughter wanted to say hey, so she turned around saying hey, y'all. And now we're going to see how you add in the additional hair once the anchor braid is done. So I got a thinner crochet needle because the braids are smaller because there's no hair added in here, and you're just going to latch it on, close the crochet hook. Working with a smaller crochet hook is definitely a little more time consuming and can be a tiny bit challenging, but you'll definitely be able to get used to it. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to make the knot. One of the things that I found was the most challenging about this Miracle Knot style is making sure the hair is going to stay secure. I use like a microfiber synthetic hair situation. I wasn't paying all that money for feather crochet or anything like that. So anyways, it was still slippery. I can only imagine how much more slippery using human hair would be. Now, this is basically a knotless boho braid that I'm about to do, and I want to do both in the same video so you could see the difference, and you could see that literally even when both are done on the same head, you can't actually tell the difference between these two styles. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start feeding in the hair now after I do a couple passes. And I think the key here is just not using a ton of hair added to the braid. And you'll see that what I'm going to do is after about 2 passes, I want to say, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start pulling that curly hair away from the braid just to keep that light look that the Miracle Knots do provide. Now, who should do Miracle Knots and who should do boho braids? So for the sake of time in general, I would just do knotless boho braids, period, because why am I adding in a crochet needle and all this other stuff? It slows the whole braiding process down. I would say if you don't know how to do feed in braids, then maybe you would do Miracle Knots instead, but that actually doesn't make sense because you still have to feed in the hair at the bottom. Now, if you're really wanting that light look, then okay, go ahead. You really could just feed in less hair, but okay, go ahead. Just use your hair as that anchor. But I would definitely say if you have a client that has finer hair, my daughter's hair is kind of fine, so it just makes sense really to me to do knotless braids, boho instead, but I wanted to try the style. I wanted to see what was going on here. So I went ahead and I did this. But if you have a client that has really thick hair, and especially if it's like already really long, it doesn't make sense to even add additional hair to their hair, then okay, that could make sense. Like if you have a girl, she's got like thick 4C long hair, I could see how a Miracle Knot might make sense, but again, why are we just adding in all these extra tools? Like just feed in the hair. It just, I don't know. To me, the Miracle Knots is pointless. I know they often do it with the feather crochet, just paying up a bunch of money. Like, I don't know. I just couldn't make it make sense even as I was doing it. I started going so much faster when I just started feeding in the hair. And then sometimes I just went back in and crocheted in additional hair like you see me doing here. Because again, I do understand if you want to just keep the style nice and light. But you could definitely do that by just feeding in less hair when you're creating the actual braid. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. I feel like sometimes we want to be real creative and inventive, but actually, like, you're just doing the same thing. There are a lot of people that are already crocheting the boho part of boho braids, so for them this is super not anything new, except for the fact that, again, you're not adding any hair when you're just doing that initial braid. So this is the feed-in braid. I'm going to show you now some different methods that are used when you're crocheting in the hair. I am sorry that it got a little cloudy in this video. I already did the anchor braid. It's literally just her hair with the feed-in boho on the end. And then I'm going to show you now, sometimes instead of, I don't know why this is so foggy. I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes when people are crocheting in that other piece of hair, what they do is, instead of tying a knot, and so this would be, I guess, true knotless miracle knot braids or whatever, when they do it, they just feed in the hair from one side. They pull one piece of the feed in all the way through, like I just did, and they push it up, and then you go down the braid just a little bit and you crochet through to pull that other part of the hair through. So I'm closing my latch right now. I'm going to pull it through the braid, and I'm going to show you what that kind of looks like, how it all works itself out. So I just pulled through the bottom half, and then now it's like I can pull it. It's just going through the braid, and then I fold it over. So this was the finished look, you guys. Again, I actually did both knotless boho and miracle knots on the same head. You genuinely can't tell the difference. But like I said, to me, one is just convoluted for no reason. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.